Hey guys, we're back with another recording, and hopefully every week or every time, will become just a little bit better and easier to watch, useful, all that stuff. The old ones will be useful too, hopefully. Um, so, I want to continue on with the same subject matter as last time, since we did the Anapanasati, or mindfulness of the in and out breathing. Well, the section in that whole sutta that is specifically about that, the 16 steps. We took the first tetrad, the first four, which is um, discerning of the breathing, if it's long, if it's short. That's where the sutta stops, but my meditation, I went in a little more detail, had you look into texture, because I think the teachings do need you to take them and, you know, do your own thing as well, or elaborate on them. So, and also then to become sensitive to the entire body, and then to calm bodily fabrication, which sort of the way the body is strung together um, in our understanding. And we talked about the idea of breath energy being sort of how we perceive that in the body. So, moving on to the next tetrad, um, continues. So, we can think of the first tetrad being the foundation for this. So, we have now looked at our breathing and we have calmed down our body, or calmed down our perception of the body, both. Um, Wait for that truck to go. So, 5. He trains himself. I will breathe in sensitive to rapture. He trains himself. I will breathe out sensitive to rapture. Rapture. That's a big word. Um, so we're leading up to mental fabrication, um, and we're in the realm of feelings too. So uh, because we are aware of the entire body and we've calmed it down, we are now directing the mind to be a little more specific in what it's perceiving. So rapture, and in some of the other teachings, different translators will use joy. Um, that said, step 6 is he trains himself. I will breathe in sensitive to pleasure. He trains himself. I will breathe out sensitive to pleasure. So the first two of this tetrad, um, it basically pointing out that we can, well, we're sensitive to the entire body, and there's certainly going to be some pain and discomfort in a normal body. Uh, this seems to be pointing to you're looking for the good stuff at this point. Not not to say philosophically that we only always shirk the bad stuff and we go, no, we just want the good stuff. But this is for the purpose of concentration practice, and it's still fairly early in this particular teaching. So, as a useful exercise, we are still aware that we're breathing in and out. And as we do that, we're also sensitive to rapture, we're sensitive to pleasure. Step 7, he trains himself. I will breathe in sensitive to mental fabrication. He trains himself. I will breathe out sensitive to mental fabrication. So we hinted at that with we're going to have some feelings, um, pleasure, pain, good, bad. We're going to have some perceptions. We're going to notice um, things. We're going to start making interpretations with our mind, and we're going to start having thoughts. We're going to be having thoughts all along, likely. And we are becoming sensitive to those things. So we've calmed our body. We've identified the fact that we can have some rapture, joy, pleasure in this place. And from that seat of stability, we can begin looking at mental fabrication. And just as we did with bodily fabrication, moving on to the last one, 8, he trains himself. I will breathe in calming mental fabrication. He trains himself. I will breathe out calming mental fabrication. So there you have it. We we've become aware of our breath, aware of our body, and we've calmed our body. We've become aware of the pleasure of being here, the rapture, become aware of our mind, and we've begun to calm our mind. That's so that's it. That's it for the second tetrad. And I'm going to put that down. And just like last week, we're going to do, actually, I'll keep it close by so that while I'm doing the meditation, if I want to stay with the program, I can refer to it. Let's see. Okay. There's the camera. Hello. Okay. Get into my meditation posture. Everybody can do the same. And I know the bell doesn't really come through in this format, but it will still at least be a signal of the beginning and end of the meditation. And establish your posture, sitting upright, alert, but also relaxed. Bringing your attention to the breath. Just take a few deep breaths to establish our awareness of the breathing. and letting the breath relax and following it, knowing if the breath is long, if it's short, deep, shallow, heavy, anything you can know about the breath, begin to know. Feeling where in the body the breath resides, where you perceive it, being with the breath fully, wherever it is perceived, and gradually growing your perception of the breath, bit by bit, taking in more and more of the subtle influence that the movement of the breath has on the body. Letting your awareness of the breath, the movement, be like a light that illuminates every little movement, every aspect, and move your awareness with the breath to a greater and greater area, and gradually just allowing that awareness to spill over into the awareness of the body as a whole. Just breath by breath, growing the awareness until you perceive the entire body and allowing the entire body to relax in that space, to be held by awareness, nourished. Let it be easy in that space. And now, within the realm of breath, the breath and the body, noticing any amount of joy, rapture, pleasure, any feeling of goodness, well being, no matter where you find it, how big or small. Just become sensitive to any of these feelings, any of these perceptions. And by allowing these pleasant, joyful, rapturous, these good perceptions become the greater part of your awareness within this space, you can let them grow and let them spread. They become an incentive for staying here with the body, and also a tool of perception. Grow your feeling of pleasure, of just being here in this relaxed space. And now, from this stable platform of relative ease and relaxation and basic feeling of pleasantness to be here, becoming sensitive to anything that's happening in the mind, whether it's a mood or recurring thoughts, percep- perceptions of the environment, thoughts of the past, of the future, anything that's being put together by the mind, the mental fabrication. And we're not following any of these things right now, just intimately aware as they come up. The calm platform that we've created makes a space for them to be seen more clearly. And our only task, having witnessed them, is to whatever degree we can make them more calm. Let those things that we perceive as put together by our mind just ease into the background, just as we can consciously calm aspects of the way our body is perceived. We can do the same with the mind. And so just continuing to do that combination of seeing the mental fabrications clearly and letting them be calm. It's always okay to return to previous steps if that seems like it might be helpful. Searching for pleasure, well being, and spreading that through the body again, or going back to just the simple in and out breathing and the perception of the body as a whole in this space. Just simply reestablishing a step that we have already done, and usually that will come back quicker this time and can settle in once again, aware of our mental space and letting that be more and more at ease. And just for the next few minutes, letting this be the exercise until the bell rings. Well, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you next time.